Today's the second of three meetings focused on the new FIAP distinctions regulations. After more than 10 years, FIAP has finally taken a much awaited and ambitious step forward. Not just a simple revision, but a deep and a meaningful change to our regulations, driven by the evolution of international photography and our desire to remain at the forefront. The result is a set of regulations that are truly innovative and unique in the global photographic competition landscape, marking a real turning point. More than ever, FIAP wants to foster creativity and originality among photographers. This is perfectly reflected in the introduction of the portfolio section, a completely new concept designed to give space and visibility to those artists eager to present themselves on the international stage with coherent, mature bodies of work that fully express their photographic vision. This regulation has already been published and sent to all member countries, so it's official and final. Our task through these three meetings is to make sure that each of you fully understands its spirit and details, so that you can communicate it clearly and powerfully to all the photographers in your federation. I would like also to take this opportunity to deeply thank our distinction director, Jeff Lemons, our patronage director, Romain Nero, and our general secretary, Yanis Likouris, that will join after later, without whom these regulations will never have come to life. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to each of you and to everyone who took the time to send us their suggestions and the valuable feedback. I invite you now to follow the presentation slides carefully, ask questions, and share any doubts you may have. This is the right moment for any clarification. These slides will also be sent to you afterwards so that you can translate them into your own language and distribute them properly at a national level. And now I think it's time to give the floor to my friend Jeff Lemons, but not before warmly thanking my friend Paul Stanley, director of the FIAP Photo Academy online events, for organizing today's meeting. Thank you, Paul. And now, Jeff, the floor is yours.
Hello all, welcome everyone. It is nice to see that so many of you are interested in the new regulations. It is a pleasure for me. So thank you very much. Romain's voice is much clearer than mine, so he will take over the presentation. It's better for all of you. So Romain.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Hello, everybody. So Romain Nero, for those who don't know me, I'm director of FIAP Patronage Service, and I give a hand to Jeff to make this presentation of the new distinction regulations. So I want to thank you for your patience. So most of you know that in November last year during the Congress, we made the presentation of a draft of these regulations, and with all the discussions and input we made some changes, and it's not less than a month ago, 2 months ago, that the new distinction regulations were officialized. You have them in your mailbox. And now the second step, we make 4 to 5 online presentations to talk about them, to explain the things that are not clear, and also to make a cheat sheet for photographers, a cheat sheet that you can distribute to photographers that are eager to have FIAP distinctions, where all of the regulations are summed up in a resume. So I will start sharing my screen. And you should see the first slide. Paul, you confirm?
Yes, it's there, Roman, we see it.
Okay, perfect. So you can make, of course, capture screens of these slides, but you know, we are always when we are modifying this PowerPoint show after each online meeting we have. So after the last online meeting, which will be on the 7th of August and which will be in Spanish language, everybody of you will have this PowerPoint presentation, and you can use it. This will be the PowerPoint presentation that has been the most updated. So if you make capture screens, no problem, but please at the end just use the final version that you will get from us. Okay, so everybody knows Jeff, who made his introductory speech about this. I just lost something here. 1 second. To come back here, because now I'm not seeing. Yeah, okay. So we will the index. What will we talk about? Of course, of the new regulations, document 47/2025. We will present the cheat sheet for photographers, and of course, we will have a section of frequently asked questions. So we make it in 4 parts. So we're talking about the traditional photographic FIAP distinctions that you all know already and what has changed. Then we go over to the new FIAP distinctions, which will be novice, eFIAP D4 to D8, the portfolio distinction, and a grandmaster. Then we switch to the administrative distinctions, the traditional ones, and the new administrative distinctions. So what Ricardo told you here is a little bit an introduction that made us change the distinctions. Ricardo already talked about it, so you will have it ready also to present to the photographers in your national meetings. And we immediately go to the first slide, where we talk about what we have. Actually, we have FIAP to eFIAP Platinum. So we're talking about the novice FIAP distinction afterwards, because it's a new one. But the first difference in all distinction is that the acceptances are cumulative. We were talking about it, and there is no more break after the eFIAP. So you do not need to take new pictures from eFIAP on. This is one of the first differences. Then starting with eFIAP Diamond 1, applicants use new photographs. So there will be a break, which had not been valorized for previous distinctions. All previously received awards will be reset, except for those awards obtained 1 year before having received the eFIAP Platinum. Just check the date of the certificate, and those can be used unless they have already been utilized for the eFIAP Platinum. We are aware of the fact that many photographers are participating in a lot of salons, and sometimes they have too much awards, too much acceptances. And with this, we give an open door for 1 year where people can, from the break, from Platinum to D1, use some more of the acceptances and awards they got. There will be another difference, there will be no more minimum number of salons. This was a rule that existed before and will not anymore exist from 26 on. Then there will be no more requirements for print acceptances. This was decided by referendum at the beginning of 2025. It's important to say that here, these table, the awards and the acceptations are cumulative, sorry. Okay, just a hint for photographers. Applicants collecting acceptances and awards for their eFIAP Platinum distinction should only keep the awards relevant to their eFIAP Platinum. Any awards obtained at least 1 year prior to the eFIAP Platinum and not yet used should be preserved for meeting the requirements for the eFIAP Diamond 1 distinction. Another important change from all salons from 26 on will be that a photo work cannot have more than 10 acceptances awards listed on the application form. Acceptances awards for salons with patronage numbers earlier than 2026 can have more than 10 acceptances listed. Okay, so here an example, because most of the questions come about this subject. So if a photograph A already had 9 acceptances before 26, does that mean it still can receive up to 10 additional acceptances starting from 26 for a total of 19? Or if the photograph had already reached, for example, 15 acceptances before 26, can a further 10 still be counted under the new rule? So as of 1st January 26, once a photograph has reached the limit of 10 acceptances, no further acceptances awards for that image can be counted, regardless of how many it had before that date. So if a photo had 9 acceptances before 26, it still can have 1 and not 10. If a photo had 15 acceptances before 26, it cannot have more. But the 15, as they have been achieved before 26, can be accounted for in 26 and later. Okay, coming to the FIAP distinction. From 26 on, the minimum requirement for FIAP will be FIAP Platinum. Remember, before it was FIAP. Another change will be that there will be no more restriction in the number of times people will apply for FIAP. Another change will be that the application process will go through a platform where pictures will be uploaded by the participant, of course, with the online approval of the FIAP liaison officer. Exceptionally, FIAP will allow individuals to apply for the FIAP distinction the second time in 2025. You know that normally FIAP distinctions are sent once a year, because we are aware of the fact that, okay, some people might not have reached the FIAP Platinum for next year, and they wanted to apply for next year. So we said we will exceptionally grant people the possibility, give people the possibility to apply for FIAP before the end of the year. The FIAP info will come out soon and will tell you what will be the closing date this year. Okay, so coming to the new FIAP distinctions that we created. And the first one will be the novice FIAP. So for the novice FIAP, you need 25 acceptances in 5 countries with 10 different works. And it's a new distinction, easier to achieve for newcomers or photographers eager to enter the group of FIAP members bearer of a FIAP distinction. Applications can be made by a form that has to be checked, of course, by the FIAP liaison officer. It will be the same procedure as in the old rules. So it will be a form and it will be checked by the liaison officer. This distinction, there will be no charge for this distinction. And yes, we wanted to appeal to national federations. Please support us in promoting this new distinction for newcomers and young photographers by not requesting a national fee for it. Then applicants will have the choice to apply for FIAP or directly for FIAP if their records match. So we made this rule because some people have enough acceptances or have enough points to immediately start with the FIAP. We didn't want to penalize them to pass through another distinction. So if you have enough points, you can go immediately to FIAP. And acceptance points for the Novice FIAP will start from 2025 events. So people who have participated a little bit in 2025 have enough acceptances, and they can apply for the Novice FIAP. Okay, the next new distinctions, everybody was waiting for them, will be the FIAP Diamond 4 to Diamond 8. And then the big news are the portfolio FIAP distinctions. Here you have the list. So important remark is that this list is non-cumulative. So this means for the first step, you need one portfolio of 10 images. For the second step, the portfolio bronze, you need two portfolios of 10 images each, and so on. So that at the end, you presented 15 portfolios of 10 images each. So this is making a shift from the well-known global acceptance and award hunts in FIAP salons to a particular approach towards each individual photographer, and which we wanted to do that people who are not interested in participating in salons, they can have the distinction by presenting their own pictures in the form of a portfolio. The application process will go through a FIAP platform where pictures will be uploaded by the participant, of course, with the online approval of the FIAP liaison officer. There will be 3 reviewing sessions per year, and we at the start, we wanted to limit this to 15 applicants per country per session. Of course, applicants must apply with different themes for all applications. And the reviewers will have an insight in previously sent themes. So a reviewer who will go, for example, through the portfolio FIAP Silver, he will see what the specific applicant gave as a portfolio in his previous distinctions. There will be 5 international portfolio viewers, and the requirement, the minimum FIAP Platinum, respectively, the MFIAP, will be required. And they must also have a judging experience of at least 30 FIAP certified in events. Okay, now going for the big one, the Grandmaster FIAP. So it will be automatically awarded after having achieved the MFIAP and the Master Portfolio FIAP. There will be no need to make an application form. As soon as these 2 conditions are fulfilled in our database, this new distinction, the Grandmaster FIAP, will be designated automatically. Okay, let's switch to the administrative distinctions. And there we have, everybody of you know about it, the Yes FIAP and the ONYE FIAP. The distinction excellence for services rendered is awarded to those persons who have given exceptional service over long periods at an international level for the benefit of FIAP. The ONYE FIAP distinction is awarded by FIAP to individuals who have made exceptionally significant and long-lasting contributions to the development, promotion, and prestige of FIAP worldwide. So what did we add on this level? There will be the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award and the other distinction that will come after, they will be at the initiative, and the decision will belong to the FIAP board. This award aims to honor all individuals who have distinguished themselves in an exceptional way through their constant dedication and persistent efforts, and who have devoted a significant part of their lives to FIAP and the overall development of artistic photography. The second new administrative distinction will be the honorable membership. This title is reserved for individuals who are not members of FIAP, but who have rendered outstanding services or significant support to the Federation. Recipients may include government representatives, cultural promoters, renowned photographers, or other personalities who have contributed exceptionally to the development or visibility of FIAP's mission and values. Okay, let's come to the sheet for photographers. Okay, here we have a little bit a resume of the different categories of distinctions we have. So we will include in these texts the links for people, for example, who are interested coming from a country with a FIAP liaison officer. They can have the data to contact the liaison officer to have more information. They will have a link to have their FIAP card number, the photographer number, and they will have an access to the regulations, the FIAP distinction regulations, document 47/2025. Here the tables will be explained. This part is often misunderstood. So the candidates must provide 5 photographic works. For example, for the novice FIAP, at least 2 acceptances in 3 different countries. This means that the 5 provided pictures must have achieved 2 acceptances in 3 different countries and must be mentioned on page A of the application form. So we added here an example. I think Jeff can come back to this. So for each of the distinction, we gave an example to make the things clear. Most of the questions are asked about this paragraph.
Well, it is the same as now at the moment. There will be 5 different images and 5 different countries on page A of the application form. So it is easy. It's the same as at the moment.
Mm-hmm. The easier it is, Jeff, sometimes the more questions come.
Yeah, no.
I think the time we spent on this slide was the most time we spent on these slides. Okay, the same for the portfolio FIAP. So yeah, interesting, the upload dates. So 15th of January, 15th of May, 15th of October. So approval given by the FIAP liaison officer. 15 participants maximum per country per distinction. Of course, if one portfolio will be refused, the applicant can apply the next closing date in the same year. And they are not included in these 15 participants. So the portfolios must have a theme. The title should briefly describe the theme and must be in English or French language. See examples of themes in the FIAP Doc 47/2025. Images and themes submitted for the various portfolio distinctions must be distinct from one another and not similar. They must have different titles. Same or similar images cannot be used in different portfolios. I come back to this paragraph afterwards. Very important, pictures used for successful MFIA portfolios cannot be used. But other pictures awarded in FIAP salons and used for distinctions, other than portfolio distinctions, can be used. If a portfolio distinction is not accepted, the candidate may reapply for the specific theme that was not approved during the next submission periods. A minor supplementary fee will apply. After 1 year of refusal, the initial complete fee must be paid again. So if he's giving his application at 5th of January, and he did not succeed by the next 5th of January to have his portfolio, then he must pay again the initial fee. We come back to the fees afterwards. And the date of the certificate, the date on the certificate will reflect the most recent closing date used to finalize the selection. So if you applied first, for example, for the portfolio FIAP Gold, you applied on 15th of January, and you will have accepted the last portfolio in the 15th of October. The date will reflect the most recent closing date used to finalize the selection. So this is in fact the 15th of October. Is it right, Jeff?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So here we have a set of frequently asked questions that we have so far. We will complete this document. That's why we only want to send it to you after the last online session. If someone starts with a free FIAP title, will he need to pay the distinction fee when applying for FIAP the following year? Yes. FIAP always requires a distinction fee, even if the person previously held a novice FIAP. Next, is the counting of acceptances for FIAP levels cumulative from FIAP or NFIAP onwards, or does it restart at each level? So the counting is cumulative. Okay, applicants must transfer the data from page C of their approved FIAP application into their most recently approved FIAP level application, merging the records. They should then add only the new acceptances and awards. A fresh count is required only when applying for the diamond distinctions. Okay, the question 3, we already talked about it. Question 4, are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland considered one country or 4 separate ones? They are counted as 4 separate countries. This is due to the fact that these operation members, such as Malaysia, Sabah, and Malaysia, Selangor, joined FIAP many years ago, at the time when no official national operational member existed in their respective countries. Since then, and in accordance with the old statutes, they have retained their status as independent operational members. Then question 5, with the new rules, can an applicant submit for MFIAP 1 year after achieving FIAP Platinum, and in case of refusal, how many times can he reapply? Yes, applicants can apply for MFIAP 1 year after obtaining FIAP Platinum. In case of refusal, they may reapply after 1 year. There is no limit to the number of attempts. Is a table showing the requirements for distinctions of category A, novice FIAP to FIAP Platinum cumulative? Yes, it is. Does the open access to portfolio distinctions allow individuals to bypass the national federation by submitting applications directly? In a country with an operational member, applications for portfolio distinctions have to be approved by the respective FIAP liaison officer. This must happen in the 10 days following the closing date, so 15th of January, 15th of May, and 15th of October. If no action is taken by the liaison officer during these 10 days, the portfolio automatically will be sent to FIAP. In case of a refusal, a written justification must be provided. This will be reviewed by the FIAP board. In countries without an operational member, applicants can apply directly. So we have sometimes a similar situation with salons who apply for patronage and who are refused by the National Federation. And of course, the National Federation must give a reason for its refusal. And of course, FIAP is always on the side of its National Federation. But we wanted to have this, this little rule set in to avoid that there are personal problems coming up between people. So we just need a justification from the operational member for the refusal. Question 8, regarding portfolios. will the diplomas and pins be sent to the organization that approved the application? And if the National Federation does not approve it, can an FIAP club handle the delivery on behalf of the individual? So first part of the question, yes, diplomas and pins of portfolio distinctions are sent to the operation member. FIAP clubs are not included in any part of the portfolio distinction process. Note, the regulations clearly state that the federation must always provide a justification for any refusal. If the FIAP board considers the justification insufficient, further clarification will be requested directly from the operation member. Only in the exceptional case where the response is not satisfactory to the FIAP board may authorize the applicant to proceed independently. In such cases, the diploma would be sent directly to the individual author. Okay, some question that arises, if FIAP blue pin relevant when evaluating
Yes. While we're on that,
applications?
it would be the best if we could we go back to the last one?
Yep.
Okay. What information will the liaison officer receive about the individual who is applying for portfolio distinction so that we have the information to be able to approve that they are a member of our organization?
So you will have the information that is on his profile.
So that will have their name. I'm trying to see if I get enough information so that I can check, you know. But
you will get the name, his address, so what is on the profile that he created. So you have every every liaison officer has access to all the photographer.
So their email address, their phone number?
Their phone number, their email address, phone number, their postal address.
Okay. And then if the diplomas and pins are being sent to the liaison officer, then we have to pay for the shipping of them. So to get those funds, we might need to charge a fee.
I think this is written in the FIAP distinction rules. We didn't take this paragraph out, that you can add a fee, with a reasonable fee, of course. The only thing we wanted to ask national federations to go easy on this fee regarding the novice FIAP.
Yeah, that's understood. But with the portfolios, they're just going to be submitting it, and all we'll see is something to approve the person as a member. But then if we get the certificate and pin and are going to, I'm trying to figure out the process of where I'd be able to collect money to be able to mail it. I mean, we have a large territory to cover, and special packaging to make sure the certificate isn't hurt or bent.
Absolutely. But Jeff, please help me. I think there is a paragraph in FIAP distinction regulations who is saying that national federations can ask a reasonable supplementary fee for it. Is it right?
Yes, it is, but I can't remember the section or so. But
but for the portfolio, it's not whether we can. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, because they would have to make that payment within the 10 days where we have to do approval, and that can be tricky. So I don't want to be stuck with finding out somebody. If they're not a member, I can right away write in, they're not a member of PAA, and that's the reason. But if they are, then I need to collect, $5 in order to be able to send them their PIN and certificate. That might take time.
Well, Joanna, sorry about it. I would like to highlight one important point, that normally all the FIAP distinctions must be given to our authors during a national event.
Yeah, and we would do that at our once-a-year national event, except a lot of people don't travel 3,000 miles to come to the event.
This is another story.
That is a shame. Yeah, but we have a large territory to cover.
I fully agree with you, and in particular, not just the United States. I think about Australia. I think about India and many others. Well, we must, I think that all FIAP liaison officers must try to organize an important FIAP, attention, I highlight FIAP, FIAP event each year in their country in order to promote FIAP and at the same time to give this distinction, if it's possible. If it's possible. This help you to work better in your country and at the same time to give us more visibility inside your country.
Right, but it's whether they can travel to that event.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. But you must try. Then otherwise, I think that you have the right, sure, to ask them some kind of money, but attention not to ask a lot. This is clear, no? A reasonable amount of money, just this.
Okay, Joan?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, question 9, is a FIAP loop-in relevant when evaluating distinction applications? So if you read your FIAP patronage regulations, you will see that the FIAP loop-in is awarded to the best author of a salon and not for a specific photo. So it does not count towards distinctions. From the 1st of January 26 on, FIAP applicants must have successfully applied for the FIAP Platinum distinction for at least 1 year. Yes. We know that this will be, of course, a little bit of a surprise for some people. So that's why we open the doors for a second closing date for FIAP applicants this year. So at the end of the year, FIAP info will come out in this regard. So now, yes, the fee. What is the fee charged for portfolio submission? What is the supplementary fee charged when the applicant reapplies for a specific theme that was not approved? So, of course, you know, we are in the process of creating a FIAP platform, another FIAP platform, which will deal just with the portfolio distinctions and with the MFIAP distinctions. So of course this costs money, and of course we cannot now give this distinction for free. So the first portfolio FIAP, there will be a fee for 70 euros. The second one, the portfolio bronze, there will be a fee for 70 euros. Then it will increase a little bit for the portfolio silver, 80 euros, the portfolio gold, 90 euros, and finally for the master portfolio, 120 euros. The supplementary fee will be 30 euros. This is in case that not all of the 2, 3, 4, or 5 portfolios are approved in one time. Then the last question we have so far, for distinctions of categories A and B, will there be a new form and where can it be downloaded? Yes, there will be a new form in October 25 for applications starting in 26. It can be downloaded from fiap.net and from each profile created on myfiap.net. So we have the same questions coming up here in the presentation here. So I think we do not need to go through them again. So are there any questions? So I will keep the PowerPoint show open. Are there any questions so far? So we can go back to the slide and, you know, discuss the input you will give us.
So once people are thinking about their questions, you can either unmute yourself to ask, or you can type it into the chat. And if you do that, then I will read it out so that Roman knows about it. But Roman, there is one question which came in to me before the meeting. So it's very simple. Let's say, for example, you are somebody who has an existing FIAP bronze or silver, one of those level distinctions, and you intend next year to apply for the next one. Under the existing regulations, when you got your FIAP and you were starting for your bronze, the counts were reset, but now under the new ones, they're cumulative. Does that mean that that person can go back and find the acceptances, find the information that they had for the FIAP and FIAP and include that in their application from 2026 onwards?
Jeff, can you answer?
Yes, of course. They have to take the list on page C of the FIAP application and paste together of the last approved level application. And they may add the last acceptances and hours between FIAP and bronze. So we can put everything together.
Okay, that's good. I then the person in our answer is asking that question. Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Having heard originally that there would be 10 acceptances per title, per image, per work. In the future, I thought that was a total of 10 maximum. And then today, I kind of heard that it was per application. So is it 10 acceptances max per application or per the life of that image?
No, all together.
Yeah.
But what they add in the past, if it were more than, for example, 20 acceptances, they may keep them, but they cannot add more acceptances.
Yeah, no, okay, no, I'm talking about in the future. So am I looking at just no more than 10 on one application, or do I need to look at the last application and the one before that and the one before that to see if that's been used?
Yes, of course, they are cumulative, so you must
Okay.
count them together.
But can I make a reward, Juan? So every picture that was handed in before 2025 can have more, even if the applications will be on 26 or 27. So they can have more. So that's why we didn't want to have a transitionary period. That's why we made it this way. So from the salon starting 2026, there it will be very easy because there one picture, not more than 10 awards or not more than 10 acceptances. But if somebody achieved more with a picture in 25, he can use these acceptances that are above 10.
It's still a little confusing, but
I think if I may interject, I think Duran's question is, let's say, for example, next year somebody applies for a FIAP and has listed 10 acceptances. And then 2 years later, the same person applies for e-FIAP. The 10 acceptances from a FIAP, could it be a different 10 acceptances for the same image, or do they just list the same 10 acceptances? And I think the answer is, Duran, it's the same 10 acceptances.
Yeah, I mean, part of the technique I use is when somebody's going for a higher level, the previous acceptances, I have them put in with a background color, well, for me, and I just look at the new to review. I'm not going to review everything that's already been passed. Then I have them put it together. So I can either be looking at just the new and count up to 10 and no more than that, or I can look above and see if it was there and all of that. And that's the question. And then I'd have to look at what year, I guess. And so that's where it's going to be a little complicated.
Okay.
But eventually we'll get far enough out that we won't have some of those older ones.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah.
And we always a little bit of work. Yes.
Yes, Roman, I have few questions.
What?
I have a few questions.
Yep.
Yeah. You have put a limit of 15 participants 3 times a year. That means a total of 45 in a year.
Yep.
Now, from India, it may be more.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Especially for the first 2-3 years.
Mm.
Because there are many people who have got very good images. They are not participating in the salons, and they can use this opportunity. So what do we do if we get more than 15?
Okay, the system will stop at 15. So then the next closing date, the system will open again, and the next 15 can come. Yes, we we have to handle the juries, the jury sessions, and we are aware of the fact that a lot of countries, there will be more than 15 participants, but to handle it in a correct way, we made this limit for the moment to 15. And to assure a proper management of these jury sessions, and not to be overwhelmed afterwards and not being able to deal with it. So this was the reason to put this limit. Let's say for the moment, let's be patient and let's start, give it a chance, the new portfolio, and we will see in the coming years how we can make a positive change in this direction, that we can have more.
And who will be the jury members?
The jury members will be selected by FIAP. So we have the database of all our judges from 2013 on. We have the names of everybody who judged a section in a salon in FIAP. Of course, we welcome new judges who can have this, these 30 salons, certified salons, that and who want to judge it. So we will contact, not later than August, September, we will contact the judges where we know already that they have the requirements. And of course, a door will be open for everybody interested and who can present the references of his previous judgings. So they need to have the necessity is FIAP Platinum or MFIAP, and 30 international certified salons.
And another thing, I would like to add, Barun, another thing, the judge will be selected for all the year. So we'll maintain the same 5 judges for all the year, for all the 2026, in order to use these 5 judges in all the 3 sessions.
Okay. And can we introduce our own regulation, such as for FIAP, if somebody applies from India, he has to complete FIAP first, which is, a little bit less taxing than FIAP. So what happens that if we don't have this, then there will be no participants in the national salons. So can we do the similar thing for portfolios?
Okay, you mean that you put national conditions?
Yes.
I think currently, how is the paragraph talking about this in the FIAP distinctions? Jeff, I think we talked about it. What does it say?
Only for the normal distinctions, only for A and E FIAP, not for the portfolios.
Isn't written? Yeah, okay.
It's not written for not in the rules, so it is not allowed, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have a question. How many days before the website will be open for portfolio FIAP? Before the closing. I mean, first closing date is 15th of January.
Yeah.
Then when the website will be open for participation, for uploading the images, before there is a first come, first serve basis. I mean, because there is no screening procedure will be implemented from the national body. So when the website will be open and everybody will wait for that day and they will jump into the website for uploading their images.
Yeah, they will jump for it, but there must be the click from the National Federation, from the FIAP liaison officer before they will get on. This is a good question, Shamali. So I have to consult this question with the developer who is currently working on the platform. So I could imagine that it will open at the beginning of the month, and the closing date will be at the 15th. So people who are very eager, they will start applying from the 1st, 2nd of the month. And then, of course, from this moment on, also the liaison officer can give his approval or refusal. And then to the 15 days, so on the 15th of January, for example, it will be closed, and then there will be another 10 days that liaison officer has the time to approve eventual applications that came on the date of the 15th. But there will be a procedure coming out, a detailed procedure, of course, coming out. I think we can have this by August, September, to have also the link, because here on these cheat sheets that we will send to you, we always need to need the link where people have to upload their pictures. So there will be, of course, some details about the exact procedure.
I have one more question, that what about the 16th person who wants to apply for a first level of portfolio FIAP? There is a bar for 15 persons who can apply for any level for portfolio. But the 16th person, he would apply for the, for the next session, 15th May.
Yeah. You want to say like a waiting list, Waiting list. Yeah. I just write this down, and we also need to have an answer from the developer, if it's possible to have a waiting list. And it would be fair, but we must see what are the limits of our possibilities here. Thank you for the input. Another question, Shamali?
No.
Romain, I had a question on the service awards that you showed a few slides back. The materials that were sent out said that the entry-level service award could be obtained after 30 judgings of salons with FIAP patronage. Is that that's it, cut and dry? There's nothing else that's required other than the 30 judgings?
Yes, that's as you put it. This is enough. So as we have all the data, we can we just make the lists, and we make this an automatic procedure. I think being a judge in FIAP salons, all of those of you who do it in a regular time, so they know it's a lot of commitment, a lot of time. And that's a simple way we wanted to say a thank you to all the people who are judging. Without the judges, there would be no salons.
And don't we have a restriction on the number of salons that any one judge can judge in a year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is somebody counting those and making sure people don't go over that?
Of course, with all the changes we are making on the platform now, this will also be possible to we were talking about the profile for judges. So it will be possible to have the exact count, and it will also be possible for people who are in this and they said, yeah, now stop, you cannot judge anymore. So you cannot put this judge. So you will come, when you come to the application form of FIAP patronage, and you come to the judges list, you will have a drop-down menu with these judges. And of course, if one judge has already the number of judgings, he cannot have more. So it will not be possible to click on him. So we have a close eye also on this, but we need, of course,
there are some people out there. Yeah. Yes,
we need the software. We cannot do everything just checking lists, and this is we must use the software to help us with it.
I have one more question. That is, judge cannot be an applicant for portfolio FIAP.
Yeah.
It is implied. if anybody is selected from for
Sure.
part of the jury, then he or she cannot apply for that year for portfolio.
Sure.
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course, of course. So
It is implied. Okay.
that's implied, and the platform will check that, of course. Yeah, it cannot be his own judge.
Romain, I had a follow-up question. The applications for this ESFIAP, are they at a certain particular time during the year, like the portfolios, or?
I give the word to Jeff.
No, you can send them when you want, but they are only 2 times when there is a board meeting discussion. No. You can send them all the year.
Anytime. You can send it
anytime.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they can be found on the FIAP.net FIAP.net internet under service under distinctions. Is it right?
It is on the website, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And the board sessions are 2 times in a year, I think.
No. Normally in May and November or so.
Yeah.
Normally is April and between November and December.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where the board decides on it. So twice a year, but they can be sent in anywhere, anytime. So I also wanted to give some, some feedback on what we are doing on the side of, let's say, having the acceptances of the people assigned to their profile. So we are making big steps also in this way with thanks to the work of our friend Digwas from India. In this respect, it is very important that the FIAP Salon files are completed in a decent way in regards of, this is a very important file for us, and it should not be completed in a way that there are a lot of mistakes in it. I will want also to add from 2026 on, FIAP Salon organizers will be informed about it. They will include the FP number, so the photographer number of FIAP, somehow on this form. So it will be assigned to their name, and it will afterwards be a lot more easier to assign the acceptances and the awards to the profile on the myfiap.net platform. Perhaps Digwas, you want to say one or the other word about it?
I don't know. But it's important that they always use the same name. Some people use 10, 15 different ways to write their name. So I must find the right person. It's not always easy.
It's starting with the name. It's starting with the name of the countries. So of course we must have a way to define the country in English in preference. So other way we have a lot of work afterwards to rectify this salon file.
There's a list of 7 million entries, so it's difficult to find the right entries. But we will succeed. At least Digwas will succeed after a while. Within a couple of months, we know more. And
Hello? Yeah, you listening?
Yeah, good to have you here. Hi.
Hi. As of now, we are getting what we are getting in the salon files. We are having a lot of inconsistencies on of the names, author names. Most of the names are correct, but when we get the inconsistency, that will be very difficult to track on the organizers and or the people make typos. Anything can be done, but that acceptances cannot be tracked at all. So it's good for introducing the FP number as a unique number for participation. As a promotion, we can promote it to the participants to use it, make advantage of it. then we can make mandatory. That will be better, I think. As of now, we are working on about 10 million rows of data from 2013 to 2024, one consolidated data. All the acceptances are mapping with the FP numbers. And we are trying to make it available on the myfiap.net for each profile.
Perfect.
By end of this year, I think it will be come to the place. Let us see how it goes. Yeah.
I hope before the end of the year.
It is a big task, so we do not want to to promise things. So it's a big task. We are working on it, and we must proceed step by step. Thank you for this request. Thank you very much.
And we are all volunteers, so
yeah.
No more question?
Thank you for the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's hope.
Thank you to you.
Thank you for the interest.
And I hope that the photographers, by and large, will take advantage of this and make new distinctions. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a new challenge, so we want to, to make new things. I think I'm very confident that we will be very successful with these new distinction rules. There are new challenges for us. There are new challenges for the people who will apply, who want to, want to take their objectives and to have more distinctions. And I think it's a big family. FIAP is a big family, so we need to bring some new wind, and I think we will succeed in this. And you see the picture behind me. I'm actually on holiday in Portugal. So a wonderful city. So I just can recommend it to come here. A lot of small, narrow streets and a very, very authentic place here. So I welcome everybody to come here.
So one thing that it's very important, dear friends, that we really need your help to promote these new distinctions all over the world, because otherwise, if the information remain blocked at your level, it will be a catastrophe for all of us. Because one thing that we saw recently, and that unfortunately many information not arrived to the authors in the countries, are not spread in the countries, and this it's a problem for us. So please help us to help your authors and to promote these new distinctions all over FIAP.
We are dependent of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a real very important. So we need that you will translate this in a different language and you share this information between all your friends.
So you can this PowerPoint show will be sent to you after the 7th of August. It will be the last version. You can present it to your people. You can translate it. And of course, every question you still have can be sent to Jeff. And we will include it in the question, frequently asked questions. So don't hesitate, send emails to Jeff. And if there are things you do not understand, please tell us.
And if it's possible, try to organize the same Zoom event at the national level. Because this is really very important.
What we did is similar thing, Ricardo and Romain, thank you. We translated to Turkish and Alperen, and I did a Zoom meeting, and it was live in the YouTube channel of our federation. So it is on the, so they can go and check the YouTube video from there anytime they want, and they can ask questions. We did it, and it was very successful. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We already done it.
Thank you, Sefa.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Good night, everybody.
Right.
Good night.
Okay. So thank you, friends. See you soon.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.